Hello students, how are you? Hope you will be good and fine. My name is Dr. Nabil and today our topic will be based on the sterilization. So uh, sterilization is the method of killing of microbes. So we can kill the microbes by different methods. By sterilization method, disinfection method and antisepsis is known as sterilization method. It is done by physical method and chemical method. Disinfection, it is the process of killing of microorganisms include and in this method such method is known as in this method we can just only remove the which, and disinfection is done by chemicals, and the chemicals which is used in this process is known. It is also the process of killing of microorganisms. A living tissue or cell mean living organism surface, and the chemical which method of sterilization. Method 1 is a natural source of sterilization because they consist. It has the sunlight method of sterilization. Sunlight, it has germicidal activity. It is its nature, it is a nature spontaneously under natural conditions. For example, sterilization of food. It is the method of choice for material that are, and two type of heats are used in the heat sterilization: dry heat and moist. Perform for the sterilization of glassware, test tubes, petri dishes, etc. It is which may be damaged by dry. Next, it is less efficient process than moist heat and higher temperature. For example, of 140 degrees centigrade for 3 hours for killing. With 100 degrees centigrade for 1, it has low penetration power. So Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you will be good and fine. I'm Dr. Nabil Ahmad, and today I will teach you the topic of sterilization. Sterilization, it is one of the process method through which we can kill the spores and vegetative form of the bacteria microorganism, and microorganisms are killed by different methods. Among those methods, sterilization is one of. Then disinfection process, also antiseptic process, antisepsis. Sterilization. Hello dear students, how are you? Hope you will be good and fine. I'm your teacher Dr. Nabil from the Microbiology department of International Medical University Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. And today I will teach you about sterilization. Okay. Bacteria or microorganisms are killed by different methods. Sterilization is one among them. Method of killing of microorganisms is done by sterilization, disinfection, and antisepsis. Sterilization, it is the process of killing of microorganisms, including their spores, and making a surface germ-free. Such type of method of killing of microorganism is known as sterilization. And sterilization is done by physical method as well as chemical method. Disinfection, it is the process of killing of microorganisms. Just in this method we can kill only the vegetative form of microorganism, not the sporadic form, not including their spores, and making a surface germ-free is known as disinfection. And the chemical which is used in this process is known as disinfectants. Antisepsis, it is the process of killing of microorganisms from the surface of a living organ, cell or tissue, and it is also done by special chemicals, and the chemicals which is used in the antisepsis process is known as antiseptics. Method of sterilization. Sterilization is done by physical method as well as chemical methods. Physical method. In physical method, sunlight, heat, radiation, and filtration methods are involved. Sunlight, it has germicidal activity due to the presence of ultraviolet rays. It is a natural method of sterilization that occurs spontaneously under natural conditions. For example, sterilization of water tank, rivers, and lakes. Heat, it is the most reliable method of sterilization. It is the method of choice for material that are not damaged by heat. There are two types of heat sterilization. dry heat and moist heat. Dry heat. It is performed for the sterilization of glass wire such as glass syringe, test tubes, petri dishes, etc. It is unsuitable for material such as fabric, which may be damaged by the dry heat. It is less efficient process than moist heat, as it's require longer time and higher temperature. For example, bacterial spores may require a temperature of 140 degrees centigrade for 3 hours for the killing. Vegetative form of the bacterium may require a temperature of 100 degrees centigrade for 1 hour or 30 minutes. It has low penetrating power, so it is not effective when non-conducting material is protected microorganism. Dry heat. Dry heat is done by incineration, red heat, flaming, and hot air sterilizer, in which we can use oven. Incineration. In this method, material are directly burned at high temperature, and the temperature given here is 800 degrees centigrade up to 1000 degrees centigrade. It is an efficient method of sterilization and disposal of contaminated material by direct burning. Uses for the destroying materials such as infected swab, sputum, which is collecting for the cultivation or for the diagnosis, cups, which is used by the patients, books, bedding, and lab materials. Red heat. It is direct heating of instrument or an object in a flame till it become red hot. It is an easy way of sterilization but has limited applications. Used for the sterilizing non-inflammable materials such as inoculating loops or wires, tips of the forceps, scissors, etc. Flaming. Direct exposure of few seconds by passing few times through the Bunsen flame without allowing them to become red. May be used for the scalpels, needles, glass slides, cover slips, mouth of the culture tubes, neck of the flask, etc. Its efficacy is not certain. How air sterilization, hot air sterilization mean? In this process, we are using oven. It is the most widely used method of sterilization by dry heat. And the oven consists of two wall chamber. The inner wall is made up of copper vessels, and the outer is composed of asbestos, which is responsible to reduce radiation of heat. The chamber is divided into small compartments with the help of removable rasks, tray-like structures. Thermometer is inserted at one corner of the oven. It is heated by electricity with heating element in the wall of the chamber. Direction for uses. It is operated at 160 degrees centigrade for 1 hour and 180 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. All glass wires to be sterilized are covered with crepe paper and kept within the chamber in such manner which allow free circulation of air in between the objects. The temperature is adjusted at required level. Temperature is recorded by the help of thermometer and maintain for 1 hour at 60 degrees centigrade and for 30 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade. After this specific time, electricity is cut off and the material is allowed to be cooled. On cooling, the material are taken out from the oven and used for sterilization of. Such type of sterilization mean lab instruments will be sterilized within the hot air oven. Lab instruments like flask, Petri plates, test tubes, Petri dish, etc. Surgical instruments like forceps, scissors, scalpels, etc. Swabs will be sterilized by this way. Pharmaceutical products like liquid paraffin, sulfonamides, dusting powder, fats, grease, etc. For cutting instrument, for example, those which are using for the ophthalmic surgery will be kept for 2 hours at 150 degrees centigrade and should be sterilized within the hot air oven. Precautions. First, oven shouldn't be overloaded. Second, all the instruments should be water free and properly covered by the kraft paper. Third, the material should be properly arranged and to allow free circulation of air. Fourth, rubber material except for silicone rubber or any inflammable material shouldn't be kept inside the oven. Fifth, oven should be allowed to cool for 2 hours before opening the door to avoid cracking of glassware by sudden cooling. This is the structure of hot air oven, which consists of inner chamber wall and outer wall. Inner is we have just discussed and outer is composed of asbestos, and the partition is done which is seen here, and this instrument is working through electricity. Here you can see that 2 buttons are present and 2 indicators are present. The indicator are of red color and green color. When the green color is signing, so it means that now you are going to open, now you are allowed to be open the door of hot air oven. And there is temperature regulator, also timer. Moist heat. This process is more efficient than dry heat in penetrating the material. It is commonly used for the sterilization of lab coat, apron, glass syringe, and surgical instrument, etc. Moist heat may be implied in the following way: temperature below 100 degrees centigrade, temperature round about 100 degrees centigrade, and temperature above 100 degrees centigrade. Moist heat. In the moist heat we can use 3 type of temperature, which is temperature below 100 degrees centigrade, and in the second one we can use around 100 degrees centigrade, and the third one is above the 100 degrees centigrade. In pasteurization method we can use such temperature. In speciation method we can use this. Water bath we can use such temperature, and vaccine bath we can use below 100 degrees centigrade, temperature around 100 degree centigrade. Boiling of water, we require 100 degree centigrade. Steaming, for making steaming, and sterilization process. For the sterilization process, we need about 100 degree centigrade. Above temperature, above the 100 degree centigrade temperature we require in the autoclave machine. And okay, now pasteurization. This method is used for the pasteurization of milk, means sterilization of milk. It consists of two methods: Holder method of pasteurization, in which there is 63 degree centigrade for 30 minutes, and flask method of pasteurization, in which we can give 72 degree centigrade for 15 to 30 minutes. All non-spore forming bacteria are killed except Coxiella burnetii, but through this temperature we can't kill the spores. Inspeciation method. Sterilization is done for the such type of sterilization is done for the culture media, such as Lowenstein-Jensen's media. Water bath. In this method is used for the sterilization of serum or body fluid containing coagulable proteins, and the temperature required here 56 degrees centigrade for 1 hour on several successive days in the water bath. Vaccine bath. This method is used for the inactivation of non-sporing bacteria for the preparation of vaccine, and temperature given here is 60 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. Temperature around 100 degrees centigrade. Boiling at 100 degrees centigrade for 10 to 30 minutes kills almost all vegetative bacteria, but does not ensure complete sterilization, as some spore forming bacteria may not be eliminated completely. For example, Clostridium tetani may be survive boiling of 1 to 3 hours. An addition of 2% sodium carbonate promotes sterilization process. Recommendation for the sterilization of peptides, cylinders, rubber stopper, scalpels, forceps, scissors, syringes, etc., when absolute sterility is not required. Not recommended for sterilization of instrument used in surgical procedures. Steaming at atmospheric pressure. 100 degrees centigrade is used for the sterilization of culture media, for example, media containing sugar and gelatin, which may be damaged at higher temperature. Koch and Arnold steam sterilizer is used for this purpose. On exposure for 30 minutes ensure complete sterilization. Next, sterilization. It is an intermittent or frictional sterilization method. In this method, steaming of object is done at 100 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes on 3 successive days. This ensures complete removal of spore, which may be not killed by the single steaming. Principles. How we can do this process. First, exposure kill all vegetative form of bacteria. The spore present will be germinated on successive days and will be killed by the second exposure and third exposure. This method can be applied only to nutrient media, in which spore can germinate in the interval between streaming. Temperature above 100 degrees centigrade. It is most widely used method of sterilization. It is most widely used method of sterilization. Second, sterilization by steam under pressure is carried out at temperature between 108 to 147 degrees centigrade. Third, several types of steam sterilizer are available. The commonest instrument which is used which we can use above 100 degrees centigrade is known as autoclave. And this is the structure of autoclave, and it composed of pressure gas, safety valve, discharge tape, perforated tray, electric coil, and here is also present of drum, lockers, and barometer, which is used for the recording of internal pressure, and there must be presence of weight. Autoclave. An autoclave machine is used to carry out industrial and scientific process requiring elevated temperature and pressure in relation to ambient temperature and pressure. Types of autoclave. There are different types of autoclave like vertical autoclave, horizontal autoclave, and pressure cooker type of autoclave machine. The autoclave machine consists of a tank, lid, screw, weight, pressure detector, accessory valve, which is responsible for the removal of gas which is present inside the autoclave machine. Method of sterilization of items. So, in the autoclave machine, how we can sterilize the items? First, each and every item should be covered separately, and putting chemical indicator strip. Chemical indicator strip is used for checking of the process. Filtration. Filter is a mechanical device for the removal of microorganism from solution. The fluid passes through the filter and the organisms are trapped within the pores of filter. There are two types of filters: Seitz filter and membranous filter. Uses for the sterilization of both type of the filtration method is used for the sterilization of those fluid which is injected to the human body through IV route. Mean IV fluid is sterilized by filtration method. Antibiotic solutions are sterilized by filtration method. Vaccines and blood products also are sterilized by filtration method. Thank you guys for attention. Hope you will enjoy it.